Well, hello. What did I do here? I learned this whole thing. Good morning, America. This is Vinney and Beau Show. Vinney and Beau Show. I'm here from San Francisco, California, the beautiful place. And Beau, my buddy, actually used to live here, grew up here, right, Beau? And moved to Nevada now. And great to have you. Please chat with us. Let us know your name, where you are from, and ask us some great questions. We come to you live every Friday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 9:30, 12:30 Eastern. We are very proud and blessed that you find time to join us, and love to talk about real estate and talk about loans and talk about syndication, talk about all the things happening in the real estate industry, commercial real estate. We have a great friend, and my top great student and investor, Duamel is here in the house. Duamel, play that music. Yeah,
let's do this per minute holiday, baby.
Yay.
Yeah, how's everybody doing today?
I'm telling you, the freedom comes with investing in real estate. The freedom comes of time and energy and the things they want to do with your family. It comes with real estate, not with W2 jobs. Some W2 jobs will give us good money, million, 2 million a year, but real estate can really take you to the next level. And let me introduce you, Duamel, and then we'll dig into your mind, in your mindset, and how you've been so successful.
Love it, man.
So proud of you, buddy. So proud of you. Duamel Vellon, PE, is an accomplished electrical engineer and also the managing principal of the 1015 Capital, which is a real estate investment company and acquires and manages all the commercial multifamily properties. In over 18 years as a leader in the electrical construction industry, he successfully managed billion.
Multi-million. Oh, yeah. But time out. Let me interrupt you, Vinny. We don't need this formalities, man.
Wow.
Quick background for those that don't know me, because believe it or not, I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on social media, because, Beau hasn't taught me any of those skills yet. I'm waiting on Beau to, show up here to Orlando to teach me, man.
Yeah.
Originally from Puerto Rico, the island, La Isla del Encanto, the island of enchantment. And so been here most of my life here in Central Florida and Orlando. Electrical engineering background, 18 years in corporate America. Kicking ass. I'm number one in my industry, what I do. I love what I do is theme park developments. So I literally build roller coasters. I've been doing that 18 years. It's pretty amazing. My wife and I, for the last 15 years, have been doing real estate kind of on the side, kind of a side hustle. We've stumbled upon this multifamily journey. We actually stumbled upon Vinney. Quick shout out to our boy Juan Pablo. Juan Pablo put us on 2.5 years ago or so. And so reached out to Vinney. And from then on, it's been an amazing journey with Vinney. Dude, one of the things that I love about you, Vinney, is our conversations. I think I'm going to do a quick plug to my wife's podcast, Success en Español. Yes. Check it out right now, especially Vinney's interview, because we go behind the scenes. Actually, they go behind the scenes. I'm not involved, but you get to see the real Vinney. And so, but one of the things that Vinney and I love to pick his brain on is fatherhood, mindset, morning rituals. But what did you do this morning, bro? What time did you get up? Let's put you on the spot, man. I told you I was going to put you on the spot.
Okay, I got up really early today. I was up at about 3:30. I had to go Uno. So I got up, made my coffee. I was at the gym at 4:30 in the morning, worked out for an hour, came back, already worked a little bit. And, I get up before Vinney does. I work out before Vinney. And then
Nice.
I text him when I'm finished working out just to make sure he works out on it.
Just to get him up. I love
No,
it.
I'm a miracle morning guy. I have been, and as I get older, I just can't sleep in anymore. I go to bed early, I get up early, and I feel like you can work. If you get up early, you can work 2 days in a day, right? Even
Absolutely.
3 days. And it's not like I'm working that many more hours. It's just more productive hours. When everybody's sleeping, it gives you time to really think and get things done. Plus, I deal with a lot of people on the East Coast, so I'm up before they are working, right? So
that's right. No, I love it, man. I'm the same, dude. Like I got up this morning around 5:15, went out for my 5-mile run, listening to some spiritual. I've been listening to Raghunath Kapo. Yeah. So yogi monk. So
Yeah.
it's kind of stuff that I'm into, man. But I hear you, Beau. That you get a whole day before people are even getting up, man. And the energy, bro, like the energy. You know what I'm saying? It's all about that energy level. You got to step up that energy level.
So true. So true. Let me ask you, I'm so proud what you have accomplished in such a short time. Take us back on your journey. Why it happened, what has happened. Let's just go back in your mindset and tell us more about it. I know everybody wants to find out.
For sure. Yeah, and it's an interesting. It's taken interesting turns, twists and turns. I was actually reflecting on some of that today, but let me go back a little bit. So we were flipping houses back 10 years or so ago, and I have a W-2, very demanding W-2. Right now, I have 60 or 70 people in my staff, that I manage, that I lead. And so I'm very hands-on, very involved, and so very demanding. So long hours. Flipping houses is another W-2. And for me, man, it was tough. It was straining my relationship with my wife, which is my number one relationship. That's sacred. And so, we were going late at night, dealing with these contractors, they wouldn't show up, or vendors, and material wouldn't get there. So I got frustrated, got burned out, and I was in the middle of doing a very, very high profile job. Vinney, the Avatar attraction over at Animal Kingdom here.
Yeah.
So I was involved in that project. So it was very demanding, flying to California. And so I threw my hands up. I'm like, I'm out of the real estate world. I'm going to focus on my W-2. I'm going to get my professional engineering license. I'm going all in on my W-2. But really in my heart, man, real estate goes back to my grandparents. My grandmother had 4 or 5 properties in Puerto Rico that she managed. So I saw her doing that. I was very inspired. It's like, man, I real estate is in my blood, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just figured I got to find a better way. Yeah. So I just randomly stumbled upon Multifamily Millions. I was looking at, do you remember Carlton Sheets?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I bought his course. 16 years back, I bought his course.
So, it was interesting. I bought his multifamily course it's like some years ago, but I never looked at it. His multifamily course was duplexes, triplexes, and quads. Mm-hmm. That's what he called multifamily. So I had it. Luckily for me, I was missing discs 2 out of 3. So I needed to search. I'm like, oh crap, I needed to do some searching. So I found David Lindahl, whom you know very well.
Yep.
His Multifamily Millions book. So I started reading that. I started studying that like a textbook. Engineering background, like I don't dabble. I go all in. Mm-hmm. And so Multifamily Millions taught me that, dude, anybody can own property. It's just a matter of how.
Yes.
And so I started thinking that's where you go to mindset. My mind just. Mm-hmm. And so then from then on, I just dove in and started realizing, wow, this world is very different than the single family flipping homes and everything. This is all partnerships and relationships, mm-hmm. and how you can leverage each other for the common goal. And it's, to me, that's been the most fascinating journey that I've been on.
That's so exciting what you just said. I mean, wholesaling, flipping, it's a job. It's one property at a time. Or you could do 4, 5, 6 in a month, right? But you've got to find another property to do it again. The exciting thing about multifamily or apartments or, all those things is you buy one time and you got so many residents living in your community. And economies of scales and all that, right? So tell me, how did you shift that? I mean, from single family focus to multi, and what was your learning curve? I think that's important. A lot of times people get something and then they leave it. They say it's too hard. It's not right for me. I'm, not that rich, or I'm not that good, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So let me give a quick plug to Rodcliffe, because he doesn't know this.
Yes.
But that fall, it was actually in December. I finished the book. I had been studying it for months, but I'm like, I was telling Lupita, my wife, I'm like, man, I need to find some like-minded individuals. I need to be around. Like, this is a whole different world. How do I find these people?
Yeah.
So I just got on Google, started searching, and like 2 weeks from the day that I started searching was Rodcliffe's event here in
Love him. Rod is a great friend right there from Sarasota. Great guy, actually. Yeah, interviewed you. Yeah.
He's awesome. Yeah, but it was just very coincidental, because it was the first week of December, which, Beau, 3 Kings, man. You got to celebrate. You can't skip that. But I had a heart-to-heart with Lupita. I was like, I need to go to this event. I don't know what it has in store, but I need to just to get around like-minded people. And so I sacrificed, a very important holiday for us, and went there, and just I remember just getting blown away at how everybody was interacting with each other, and just how it really was. I mean, and I had people pulling me out. Like, here I am, day one. I had people pulling me out to the hallways, explaining how they got started, or where, how their journey is going, or what I should do, giving me these tips and everything. So that's where my mind shift is completely just. I mean, my brain exploded. The dome just opened up, and so.
Awesome.
Yeah, I have just a little bit left, or otherwise I would look like Beau after that.
So tell us how you got started, right? What was the first step? I know a lot of people listening to us, they want that something which can trigger them into that path, right? Is it too hard? I mean, is it, tell us more,
for me, it was one word: coaching. So having a sports background, I had a hitting coach for baseball, I had a fielding coach. And so coaching was natural. I'm like, man, if I'm going to do this, I need a coach, a mentor that's really going to shortcut like you were saying earlier, shortcut that learning curve. Because I could do it myself, grassroots. That's cool. But it's going to take me forever. And I'll probably, it's not going to be where I want it to be. And so that's how, I don't know if you're leading me to this question here, Vinney, but that's how I found you.
No, it's not. Not picture it. I know you called me or something. And I said, man, an engineer. You said we are similar. I'm a mechanical engineer. You're electrical. You were very nice to me. And everything in the back of my mind, if I may tell you, I don't know. I didn't know whether you will be success or not. Nobody can tell. A mentor, a coach can never tell if somebody will be successful. It's not the teaching, it's the person. I'm telling you, it's totally the person. Dylan Marma, right? My number 1 coaching student now, 100 million in few years.
And Dylan. Shout out to Dylan.
Yeah, shout out to Dylan. Really. I mean, a lot of my thing, Mike Fritz. I mean, I can talk to you about so many people who have taken upon themselves. It's not my teaching. I just open up my book, right? But it's the person that makes them successful, not me. Yeah.
When the student is ready, the teacher appears. Is that correct?
Yeah, so true. But it's not that even. A lot of times people take the knowledge, but no action. It's nothing. It's totally nothing. I mean, why do you even go through the whole course and studies and all, or do Googling of a lot of stuff? Yeah.
Well, let's hit on that real quick, Vinney, because I'm really passionate about that. And so taking massive action, right? What is that? And I feel like taking massive action is my superpower. And what did that mean to me? That meant that 2.5 years ago, I looked at a calendar and I said, I'm not going to have a 0 day. A 0 day to me means I didn't do a single thing to move me towards my goal. My goal back then was to acquire properties. It's a different now. We'll get into that later if you'd like. It's different now. But then it was I want to acquire properties. So every day I did one thing, and it's not listening to a podcast. It's not studying a book. It's making a phone call. It's sounding like a dumbass to a realtor. You know what I mean? So I did all that. And so, but I had non-zero days, even till today, non-zero day. This morning, I interacted with a seller. I do a lot of direct to owner. So every single day, non-zero, man.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Go for it, buddy.
No, I agree. You got to move the needle every day. That's the difference between the people that are having success and the other people. I think this just addresses this conversation so far. It's clearly like everybody always wants a secret formula, and there's no secret formula. You have to do the work, right? You have to decide here and just do it. And whatever that is, your goals are, you have to work towards every day, right? Like if you want to build a big loan business, you got to work on getting new clients and closing loans. If you want to buy multifamily, if you want to buy short-term rental properties like Eric, we talked to last week, what did he do? In 7 months' time, he got 3 properties. It's netting him $15,000 a month. He can,
passive income, 15 to 20 grand. I think in the text later on, he said, Vinny, 30,000 a month. That's $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, is
amazing.
It 330? My math is wrong. Close to 400,000.
300, yeah.
Yeah.
1 million.
Hey, 300K, 1 million. Yeah.
It's close.
And
it's great though, and it's passive.
Actually, totally passive, because he says he works only 2 hours a week to make that kind of money, and he's teaching his virtual assistant in Philippines to take care of even that, the whole organizing and everything. Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
He just do that system. Tell me more. I know one thing which has really impressed me, Duamel, is your family. Yet take me back there. You mentioned it, you want financial freedom for your family. I remember that distinctly when you and I talked. So
I want to hit real quick on something. Beau, you were about to mention about the work, or you were mentioning about the work. The work is the shortcut. The work is the shortcut, and learned that from the Mamba. I'm looking at the book, The Mamba Mentality, Kobe Bryant. You got to put in the work, man. Dude, but the family, man. Family is number one. Luna y Sol, sé que están escuchando. Saludos, los amo. My kids are watching me downstairs on the big screen. So my family is everything, and I was actually very blessed. I'm very blessed. We come from very humble beginnings, lower middle class, where you make too much money for anybody to give a shit, but you don't make enough, to get by. And so, we got through, but I had good role models. I was raised with a very, very, very strong-minded father, and like 5 women, my 2 sisters, my mom, all strong-minded, and then my twin cousins, Astrid and Arlene, very strong-willed women. So I had this strong nucleus around us, powered by my very matriarch grandmother, who was like, she would call me from Puerto Rico. She would call me, be like, hey, did you do this? Did you do that? I would fight with my dad. She would call and say, hey, you better go make up right now. Like, but I wasn't wrong. She goes, it doesn't matter. Like, so like my grandmother like really instilled a lot of values in me. And so, 40 years later, I'm 40, by the way. But 40 years later, here I am.
I thought you were older than me.
Oh, wait a minute now.
I thought you were 44. I'm 43.
I have just a little bit of gray, not a lot. Man.
Hey, I'm the youngest around here in the bunch. I could be 70 next year, 70.
Oh,
Like,
my Lord.
0.
So proud to
The energy level.
The
energy level, man. But yeah, so to me, family is everything. To me, and family and community, which is my new why, which is, Vinny, you talk about the spinning plates.
Yeah.
The 5 spinning plates. I couldn't. So right now I just closed on our 3rd property. We have 126 total doors.
Yes.
Thank you. But building superb teams. That first plate, building superb teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not reading that from a book. I'm not reading anything. That's literally what you wrote on your book. That's
Yes.
that stayed in my brain. And so you got to build a team. Shout out to Myron. I know he's there watching, he's listening. There it is right there.
And hold on, today you are here. There's to you. To
La Syndicación de Apartamentos.
Yes.
I gotta learn Spanish. It's like everybody in my new family, they only speak Spanish. So it's like
That's it, man.
I'm hiring a tutor because I dropped out of Spanish like 2 or 3 times in high school. And I've always wanted to learn Spanish because all the countries I really like traveling to are Spanish speaking. So now that half my family, actually the majority, because my Latin family is more grande than my Caucasian.
Shout out to Jalisco, Mexico. Shout out, bro. We got people watching. Saludos.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They call me in Mexico. They call me El Toro. That's my name there. Because
oh, really?
I went to this town and there was not one Caucasian. It's all Mexican, and they have a carnival festival, and they like to drink tequila and tacos, and so do I. And they're like, I've never seen a gringo be able to drink tequila like you. And I'm like, that's just, I don't know. So now I'm like, I put a cowboy hat on and I blended in, and they accepted me as one of their, and I tried tripa tacos and all this good stuff. So anyways, I'm a huge fan.
I don't do that, man. We're a vegetarian in my household, man. But you can have you can have tripas. Yeah, tripas. That's a tripe. What do you call that? Intestines.
Intestines, yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. Did you try eyeball tacos?
No, I like the tongue. What's the tongue called? Lengua.
Woo.
Oh
Not
my
me,
God.
man. Not me.
Oh my God.
But definitely the spinning plates, man. The spinning plates, building the team, to me was paramount to success. And then building like-minded, because we tried different partners that didn't quite work out, but we were quick to meet with people, but quick to fire, like Napoleon Hill says.
Yeah, I mean, all your top students, Vinny, study, personal development, take massive action, and high energy. I mean, if you don't have those 3 and you're not willing to do that, like, can you? Well, I mean, there's a chance you maybe, but the ones that are, like, anybody who high energy, take massive action, and is always, like, if you listen to Dylan, like, I remember when I first met Dylan, he was like in his early 20s, and I'm like, this guy's way too smart for being 23 years old. I never met a kid that was like, I'm like, you knew he's gonna be big, right? Like, he's that kind of guy. He studies more personal development than most everybody I know, right? And so that's the key, right? People are move themselves forward. I like the saying "no 0 days." I heard that once before. I think it was through I'm drawing a blank. No 0 days.
No 0 days.
He's
married to Sarah, the Spanx lady.
Oh yeah, Jesse Itzler.
Yes.
No 0 days.
I was listening to him today.
Yeah, build your life resume. I like him. He's good. We should get him on the show.
Let's do it.
Ethan Diaz, right, Beau?
Ethan, yeah. Shout out to Ethan. Saludo.
Hold on. 18. At the age of 18, the man is like on fire. He just turned 18. And, got a $350,000 home. And now he's got on his second syndication, not even first, on second at the age of 19.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Dude, saludos.
So you're doing a lot of direct to seller marketing. Why don't you give a couple tips and tricks about like what your approach is there? Because like that's like a gold mine, like that everybody's afraid to do, and it's like unless you're have a huge broker network, this is the way to find deals. So why don't you talk to the listeners about that a little bit?
Yeah. No doubt. And so I think what's you got to have a little bit of thick skin. Because I remember one of my first phone calls, I started getting cussed out. And so that was like my introduction. I remember getting all kind of frazzled. And so I believe wholeheartedly in coaching. I also have a life coach, shout out to Jens. And so one thing, we talk a lot about mindset and so what is an objection? Well, it's just a stepping stone to the next guy, because, eventually after you get through a couple of these, there's a yes further down the line. And so the big thing was, getting through those couple of cussings or a couple of a no's or who is this? How'd you get my number? And so
Yeah.
but work through that. And right now, Beau and I are working on a couple deals.
Yeah.
We have 4 legitimate deals: a 34 unit, a 32 unit, a 48, and a 50. All in the background, just kind of different stages, but they're percolating. And the one thing I wanted to highlight on this direct to owner thing is patience.
Yeah.
So these deals, I've been 9 months baking, 10 months, 11 months. All these deals we've closed, the 3 deals that we've closed, the 101 unit, that took a year to get to that, to the finish line. It's just patience, man. Because a lot of times people call these owners and they're like every other person that's calling these owners, which is getting straight to the point. Hey, I want to buy your apartment, for X or whatever. You got to build a relationship, and that's what I've done. And believe it or not, some of these sellers are interested in investing with us. I actually had, and this is what I was alluding to earlier. I was talking to one of the sellers, and unfortunately not selling to me because he's getting like $1 million over my asking price. Yeah, unsolicited also, but we got to talking about what to do with that capital. Invested in my next deal, and he's in, and he's already in. And so there's different angles. I'm also offering because one of the things. So another key thing that I want to hit on is asset management. So.
Yes.
My goal in life is to be best in class, #1 operator, asset management. And so, really hitting that hard. Lupita is actually, she's on with a coach that's specific to property management. We opened up a property management firm. And this guy, he specializes in asset management. So, we're all in on how to get better, how to be just best in class, kick everybody's ass in asset management. But one of the things that I've just picked up on, speaking to a seller yesterday, was, hey, you're not interested in selling, but you're self-managing. How about we manage it for you?
Yeah.
And dude, that's a brand. I just threw that out there, and the guy said, yes, let's talk more. So it just, don't go straight for jugular. Look for options. Because you really are trying to problem solve. And so if they're not looking to sell, well, how else can you help them? Then you both benefit.
Sure.
That's really smart. Because then 2 years down the road, you're managing the property, and now they want to sell. Who are they going to turn to?
Yeah, guess what? I got a buyer.
Very true. So many great leads come from the property management company.
Oh yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
Amazing. As a matter of fact, I'm so glad you said it. I had best day ever yesterday, guys. I didn't tell you, but I'm doing some big things with 5 different groups now across the country. And the biggest one I want to talk about also.
Let's do it.
When I talked about it, we're going to revolutionize the underwriting industry in America and the world. So please be looking out for that because it's going to be launched very soon across the world. We are just in the legal ramifications. It's a Vinney's most comprehensive underwriting platform that you will ever come across. So, we'll kind of give you a little teaser, but we're going to do a big introduction in about a week or 2 weeks that it will save you hours and hours and hours. And in 3 minutes, literally in 3 minutes, you could go to the depth of every underwriting. All the charts will be at your tips. All the ratios will be at your tips in 3 minutes.
Amazing.
It is going to be.
Count me in.
That sounds like perfect because that's all the stuff I don't want to do.
Yeah.
So
like you engineers, you enjoy number crunching, but unfortunately, the most of us out there, we hate it, and I don't want to look at a spreadsheet. And even though I'm in the lending business, I still don't want to. Like I'm like a big picture guy, and like I like sales and that kind of thing, but I don't like to do that. So this is perfect. I'm going to upload some documents. I'm going to look at the key factors. What's the debt service coverage ratio? Here's the variables. Okay, let's write an offer, or let's put an LOI on it.
That's
Boom.
what I'm talking about.
Exactly it, man. exactly it.
And then you just
It's going to totally revolutionize all across the world, literally. So
Love
I'm
it.
very excited about it, and it's going to be coming out very soon. We're going to do the world launch, so it's going to be fantastic. Save at least 100x. I mean, you invest
Wow.
little this much, you will get 100 times back. The saving of time with the family, saving of money, making deals, and getting the right decisions whether you should buy or not buy the property. All
Yeah.
that, all that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Both to your point, I love underwriting, man. So
well, yeah, and that's where you got to find the right partners in life, right? Because there's people that are good at certain things, right? You're good at, and sometimes I get frustrated. Like, for example, this is a funny story. Yesterday, my dad's like, I got a Zoom meeting, and like, I've only used it twice, so I had to like walk him through how to use Zoom, and he's like getting all frustrated.
Awesome.
I'm like, okay, you got to do this. It's like, it's amazing what people, and like, he deals with high net worth guys. He's a financial planner, but certain people have certain skill sets, and you just got to you got to work, have the right team, especially in multifamily, right? You gotta get the right partners, and do the parts of the job that you like, and know enough on the parts that you don't like, but you need to know each path. But yeah, that's good that you like to do the underwriting. That's what we found in multifamily and in commercial real estate, is that a lot of the successful people, if you ask them what their backgrounds are, it's engineering. My grandfather was an engineer, because engineers are very analytical and strategic, and commercial and house flipping is pretty simple, right? You don't need to be super analytical. But when you get into commercial valuations and things like that, you really got to look at a lot of factors. And I mean, at the end of the day, okay, what's the debt service coverage ratio? How much equity you got to bring in? What's the return to your investors? I mean, it's really not rocket science, but it overwhelms people.
Hey, it is rocket science. But Bo,
you hit the nail on the head, Bo.
Yeah.
We are number crunchers, but to just transpose the data and the errors in transposing, and that's the worst thing. I mean, I hate it. But once the numbers are into the worksheets and everything, you can look at the ratios and change the assumptions. Your time can be spent so nicely to say, I want this deal or I don't want this deal. Right?
Exactly.
And the name is underwriting so many of them to find the gold diamond, gold nugget, or diamond in the rough. Hey, buddy, tell us, how can people reach you, buddy?
Hey, real quick, Vinney.
Yeah.
Real quick, skillful speed, I think, is the name of the game. I think that's what you're hinting at here. Skillful speed, man, because you got to be able to analyze a deal quickly.
Yes.
But something that Beau was mentioning, like these deals, all these numbers, why they matter so much is because this is a big boys game. We're dealing with people's real capital. We've raised over $3 million in our deals.
Yes.
Thankfully, thank you to all our investors and equity partners.
Yes.
And we have we were looking over our investor base the other day, Lupita and I. We have Olympic athletes, ex-Olympic and current Olympic athletes. We have a lot of entrepreneurs. We have a lot of professionals. Yeah. But the biggest thing, Vinney, that I loved about you and what attracted me to you is when you look at, no offense, Beau, but welcome to the family, because when you look at who is in this multifamily apartment space, there's not a lot of brown and black folks. And so that's become my spinning plate number 6, which is my why. Yeah. And so Residente, a Puerto Rican rapper, has a song, Los de Atrás Vienen Conmigo, which means I'm holding the door open, bringing my people in. And I mean, that's one of my biggest passions in life right now, is being able to create opportunities for minorities and women, entrepreneurs, professionals to come into these spaces. I mean, so it's an awesome journey to be on, because we're creating platforms that don't exist.
You're so special. Oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. I've lived in this country 45 years, Duamel, and I always felt that I'm, with everybody, like a Caucasian, Indian, brown. But what you just mentioned is so important, because we want to make sure that we are adding value to
Absolutely.
everyone. to our communities and across the board with everybody. And that is amazing, amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
I know
I
my
mean,
sister is waiting outside. She just texted
oh
me.
yeah.
Yeah, we are
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Vinny's a mover and a shaker, man, mover and a shaker. But so I'm not on Facebook, but I do have a website, 1015.co, TEN, the number one, the number 5.co, 1015.co. Hit me up there. Join my newsletter. It's awesome. We've got videos. I do videos of our properties. We're very, very, very invested in our community. We're very invested in our investors.
Yes.
And so we're here to help make this planet a better place. That's why reggae music, man. Reggae music's number one. Why? Because we're spreading love, we're spreading knowledge, we're spreading truth.
I love it. I love it. Do you have that music that you started with?
Oh, let's do this.
And thank you everybody for joining today. What a show. Thank you. Thank you, Beau. See you next week, 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern. Join us every week. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.